My name is Dave Rambo. I'm a Paiute Indian from this area where the camp is, Big Pine, California. And I am the Executive Director for United American Indian Involvement. The Robert Sundance Future Healthy Generations Summer Camp was initially thought about in 1990. The idea was to provide an experience for the kids that we worked with and the kids that we worked with on Skid Row. During that time, we were still located on Skid Row, and we wanted to do something for the kids during the summertime. We realized that many of the families didn't go on vacation. So consequently, their kids were either not doing anything, a lot of them were latchkey kids, some of them just stayed home, parents worked, or parents didn't have much money or anything to take their kids on a vacation or even a weekend outing. So in 1991, we received a large donation from the movie company, fruit and vegetables and different items from a prop that they were shooting. It was a commercial for that involved a small store. We had a lot of food, so we decided that we would use that food and get a few canned foods and take some of the kids out for the summer for just a week. Started with 7 kids, my son was included, and packed the kids up and got a tent trailer and some tents and came up here to Big Pine. We came to Big Pine because I was most familiar with this area because this is where I was born and raised. Myself and Gilbert Upshaw, Audrey, and another guy, we brought the kids up here and camped on the creek for a week. The second year we came in 1992, the county had given us some money to buy camping supplies, so we did. And then we also, from that money, we were able to rent a couple of tent trailers, or one tent trailer for the little kids to sleep in. The second year that we came up, we had 19 kids. The interest had stirred in having their kids come to summer camp. We brought 19 kids and we camped on the creek again, the same place. We also at that time had bought some backpacking equipment and a few other things. So that year we took half of the camp, the older kids, backpacking and stayed overnight up into the Sierras. I think we took 15 kids and spent a night up there and came back. The 1992, we had more kids that wanted to come to summer camp. We discovered this area, the Bernasconi Education Center, and found out that you could rent this facility. So we researched that and we were able to rent the facility for a 2-week period. Since 1992, the interest in the camp had grown. Then we came up for 2 weeks and we kept all the kids that came for 2 weeks. We didn't have 1-week camps. So we stayed up here a week and did a lot of fun things, fishing and walking around and doing crafts and things like that. And most of our staff that came were volunteers, and a lot of the parents of the kids that came volunteered to come and help us with the camp. The comment from one of the parents was that she really appreciated the fact that we had the summer camp because her being on public assistance, she had no extra money, and it gave her and her 2 kids an opportunity to have a vacation and a vacation outdoors. So from that time on, the camp has grown, and it got to the point to where more kids wanted to come to camp, so it included teens that wanted to come to camp. The camp had grown into a 3-camp system where we would have 5 through 12-year-olds, and then we would have 10, 12, and 13-year-olds, and then we would have a teen camp. So we'd grown into 3 camps. We had that system going for many years, and then we decided that we would have, instead of a summer camp for teens, we would have a winter camp and eliminate one of the summer camp weeks. The two-camp system was that we would bring a group of kids up for 1 week and take them back to LA, and then bring a whole different group of kids up for the next week, because we just couldn't handle the number of kids that wanted to come to camp for a 2-week period. So we split our camp so we could accommodate more kids that wanted to come to camp. The teens then went to a winter camp, came up for the winter time, and we called that the teens winter camp. And during that time, the teens would go, during the daytime we would take them snowboarding or skiing or whatever winter sports or activities are going on in Mammoth. And the first week we would bring just girls. Then the second week we would come up, another week we would bring just boys. And during that time we would talk to them about safe dating, respect, traditional values in general, and things like that. The summer camps continued on every summer. From the 7 kids that we initially started with, our camp had grown into about 120 kids. That's how the summer camp started. Every year we raise money, we look for resources, we try to have a better camp. We try to make sure that the kids have a really good all-around experience when they come to summer camp. What we did was, some of the kids who had reached 13 still wanted to come to camp. They may have been coming to camp for 5 years or 3 years or whatever, and they felt left out, that they couldn't come back to camp. So we started a system where the 13-year-olds, of course, we can't hire them legally, so we would have them come to camp with us and be our helpers or gophers, and we would give them an incentive like gift certificates at the end of the week. We started hiring teens, we started hiring young adults, because our camp had grown quite a bit. That's the way we operate now. We have young people who started out with a camp 22 years ago that are now lawyers, that have gone into professional fields, and they keep coming back. They come back to, some of the young men that we have even today have jobs and families, and during the time of camp they take their vacation time and come up, and some of them volunteer, but we like to pay them also because they have families to take care of. So we have young men who are now in their 30s, early 30s, that have come to camp years ago, and they keep coming back to provide assistance to us at the camp. Robert Sundance was a board member for United American Indian Involvement, sobered up. He was on Skid Row for many, many years. 1990, he got sick. He told us that our mission should be to provide assistance to the young people. They're our future. So with his advice, we were able to come up with a summer camp in 1991. We also operate under the concept that Indian people are of many different clans. Whether you're the Snake Clan or the Coyote Clan or the Roadrunner Clan or whatever clan you might be within your tribe. They're also part of a tribal system, and there are many tribes within the United States. California alone has 103 different tribes. So we are people of different clans and different tribes. However, we are collectively one nation. We're one nation of people. And so that's the idea that we have when we come to camp, because we have kids of many different clans here. We have kids of many different tribes, but when we get to camp, we're just one nation of Indian people. And we operate like that, and we respect each other for that. So the summer camp really is a place for all of us to get together and work together and work on the idea that we need to have healthy future generations of people, and we do. We have people who have come to camp that are attorneys. We have people who come to camp that are leaders within their own communities. We have people who are professional people. We have people who are raising their families. We have second generations, third generations of kids that are coming to camp now and they're sending their kids to camp. So the summer camp, our annual summer camp, addresses all these issues. Robert Sundance passed on, but when he passed on, he left us with the responsibility to have and provide assistance to our future healthy generations, children and community.